Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar about how to empower dentists with neuroscience. My name is Dr. Christina Radix, and I'm a dentist, and I'm also a coach. And I will soon tell you a little bit more about me and why I'm sitting here today with you. But before we start, this is an exercise that I would like to share with you that you can do in the morning when you come to work. You have a lot of things in your mind, on your mind, or in the middle of the day or after work. Whenever you feel that you have a lot of thoughts and things going on in your brain. So grab a pen, grab a paper, and just write down all your thoughts during 3 minutes, 5 minutes, how long you want. And that exercise is called empty your brain, or in Swedish is töm tanken. So yeah, I think this will help you a lot. So that's the first tip for you. So my name is Dr. Christina Radix, and this webinar is called Empowering Dentists with Neuroscience. A few years ago, I heard about this competition where the patients, the people, could choose which dentist or which doctor, it was a doctor, I think, which doctor was the best in the world, or in that country at least. And over, the people chose the same doctor. And they asked the patients or the people, how come you're choosing this doctor over and over again? What is he doing that is so special? And the people said, we feel listened to, we feel seen, and we feel understood. And all these skills are invisible, and those are called soft skills. And soft skills are super important for success, not only professionally but also personally. We know that since the 1918, when Harvard University made a study, they wanted to know which skills do we need to have success professionally. That's 106 years ago. So they made these studies, but not on dentists, they made them on engineers. And the result is really surprising, or was 106 years ago. This was the result. They found out that we need 85% soft skills and only 15% hard skills, technical skills. Maybe that's not really the reality for dentists, because maybe we need more than 15% technical skills. It's not enough just to be communicating in the right way. We have to know how to do a filling, a crown, a veneer, or an extraction. But it is true that our soft skills are crucial. And I would say that in dental school, we learn about 90% technical hard skills and maybe only 10% soft skills, if that's enough. But the soft skills, which are the soft skills? It's all these abstract things like leadership, communication, not only with the patient, but communication with the team, communication with yourself. Active listening, not only listening to someone just to answer, but actually listening and asking open questions. Time, stress, conflict management. Imagine being able to solve these things in dentistry. I mean, 70% of our problems would be solved. Smart goals. Smart goals are goals that actually will lead you to your goal. And unfortunately, most of us don't have a real goal. We're just running in this hamster wheel without a real direction. And compassion. But before you can focus on having these soft skills towards others, the most crucial thing is to take care of yourself. Just like the flight attendant says on the airplane, you have to put your own oxygen mask on first before putting it on your own child. How come? Because if you're not taking care of yourself, it will not be sustainable. You will not be able to take care of others. So what's on the agenda today? We will speak about the soft skills and how this is connected with neuroscience, neuroplasticity, and how neuroscience is connected with dental coaching and why this leads to success. We will have a Q&A and of course a special offer for you. So what is neuroscience then? It's a scientific study of the nervous system and how the brain, spinal cord, and the peripheral nerves are connected. It explores how these functions develop and interact to generate behavior, thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. So probably you're thinking, but why are you speaking about these things, Christina? Why are you here? You're a dentist. And the thing is that I was lacking not all these soft skills, but especially the ones that would keep me happy in dentistry. I didn't have any boundaries. I was a people pleaser and I couldn't find a good life balance. And because we didn't get the education in it, I just tried to do the best as a dentist, and it wasn't the best way. So one morning when I went out with my dogs, I had been working for 18 years as a dentist and I had my own dental clinic. I felt so empty. I didn't have any energy left for my patients, my team, my husband, my children, not even for me. And I even questioned why I was living. And I can't explain why, but that morning, suddenly I just got the feeling that those thoughts are not mine. I felt so disconnected from real Christina, myself. So I went to Greece for one month with my mother, and day by day, I started to connect with myself. I found myself again. What gives me energy? What takes energy from me? What do I actually want from life? How can I get the life I really want? So I changed my life completely. I sold my clinic. I got therapy. I got a coach to figure out why I had these personality traits like the people-pleasing, perfectionist, not being able to set boundaries, overdoing things. And when I had sorted that out, I became a coach through International Coaching Federation. And now my big mission is to help dentists all over the world. So that's why I'm here today. I'm having coaching sessions, private coaching sessions. I'm coaching dental clinics, and I'm lecturing, I'm giving speeches, and now I'm launching this dental online coaching program for you. So my name is Christina Radix. My mother is from Greece, my father from Hungary, but I was born in Sweden, Malmö, where I studied 2000 to 2005. I have 3 wonderful children and a very wonderful husband who has been so patient with me all these years. It's not easy to be married with a dentist and dental practice owner. 2 crazy dogs. And one of my big passions have always been music. And that was another thing that I forgot during my career as a dentist and dental practice owner. But I started with DJing when I was through my first burnout. So that was a passion I started with again. And that's what I want to inspire you today, to to think about your passions and what you love to do, and what did you like to do when you were a child? Are you still doing it? And now I'm working as a coach and speaker. I give back to my community to try to prevent burnout in our profession. That is a big problem. I wrote my story with the help of a coach. It's in English and it's called But Please Don't Tell Anyone. Why I have that title is because that's what dentists normally say after admitting that we're going through a difficult time and we're having a burnout. Then we say, please don't tell anyone, because we don't want to ruin our reputation or we feel shame, etc. I will have a few dates here in Barcelona, Madrid, Ibiza, so just contact me if you will be in a few of these, if you will be in one of these cities. Okay, so let's go back to the brain. So what's the brain's primary function? Is it A, thinking, B, moving, C, keeping us alive, or D, all of the above? We know that it's all of the above, but the primary thing is to keeping us alive. And that's important to think about, because we will understand why the brain reacts as it does in many situations. I have another question for you. How many thoughts do we have per day? We have around 60 to 120,000 thoughts, but that is not the most incredible thing. How many of these thoughts are repetitive? 90%. So we are pretty much like these LP. That's what was the way I was listening to music when I was young. 54,000 to 108,000 thoughts are repetitive, which means that you were saying the same thing yesterday, that you're doing today, that you will do tomorrow, if you don't take care and change things. But how come we are doing this when we know that we have neuroplasticity? We know that we have a brain that can be adapted and changed. That's why it takes, for example, 1 hour to do our first filling. And now it takes 10-15 minutes because of neuroplasticity. We know that we have new neurons, brain cells. We know that we have new connections, more connections, and faster connections. So how come then that we are repeating so many thoughts? The first reason is this. The brain has 2% of the total body weight, but it uses 20% of your total energy all the time just to keep you alive. And that's why it wants to conserve your energy. So when you're sleeping in the morning and you're like, should I go to the gym? Your brain will convince you to lay down and don't go to the gym if you're not conscious enough and you're actually wanting to take an action, because it wants to conserve energy. Another thing that is super, super important to know nowadays is that we do have neuroplasticity. We can develop all the time. We can learn anything, except when we are stressed. And we are stressed all the time, aren't we? And of course, when we lack the basic needs like sleep, rest, nutrition, movement, etc. But the stress has the same effect on us and our brain as when we drink alcohol. It destroys hippocampus and it diminishes our cell production. Reason number 3. The brain wants to keep us alive. And thanks to the cortisol, the neurotransmitter that is triggered when we're highly focused and when we have the fight-flight mode, thanks to that neurotransmitter, we have been living on this earth for so many years. Because if this lion would show up now, I would not sit and think, should I cuddle with him? Should I give him food? What should I do? My brain will automatically produce cortisol, so I will react. It will take the fastest and the safest route. But unfortunately, we predict even when we shouldn't predict. For example, I will tell you 2 stories. Those are real stories from my experience as a dentist. I remember I had been working at the clinic for about 3 years, and in comes this radiant 92-year-old man, and he said, Christina, you know what? I feel that I will live more years, and I want to be happy, I want to be able to smile, and I have money. So I want you to give me the perfect smile, and I want to have implants because we needed to replace all his teeth, more or less. So he got this perfect treatment with implant, etc. And in comes, after 10 years, I have a woman. She's the same age. She's also this vibrant woman. And she says, Christina, I need to replace some teeth. That's what she said. And she didn't take any medication. She was totally healthy. And the only quotation I gave her was a partial denture and maybe a bridge. And she didn't accept it. She went to Sweden during the summer. She said, I will think about it. And then when she came back, she said, Christina, you know what? I got implants when I was in Sweden. But you don't have that treatment, do you? Because you didn't mention it. And I remember I was feeling like a real failure. Not because I didn't sell the treatment, because I had predicted the situation. I had took responsibility over her life by not telling all the treatments, but this was totally unconscious. So that was a really big lesson for me, that I should never predict the situation. I should just ask open questions and let the patient choose. The prediction has also another bad consequence, like limited beliefs that are based on our past experience, patterns from our childhood, from our earlier experiences. And these will lead us to quick decision makings and quick responses if we are not aware and cautious about this. For example, I will excuse me for the bad quality of this image, but I saw it yesterday and I just wanted to share this with you. This story. It was a man who passed this elephant who was tied with this tiny wood stick and rope. And he asked the elephant trainer, like, why does this elephant stand like a prisoner when he can just kick away the wood stick? And he said, because we tied him like that when he was a baby, and he thinks that he's still stuck to it. He doesn't know that he can just kick it away and be free. And that is how many of us are living, unfortunately. So in summary, why do we have repetitive thoughts? Because the brain wants to save energy. The brain wants to predict, to take the fastest, safest way for you. And it uses earlier patterns and earlier experiences. And when you're stressed, and unfortunately, we are pretty stressed all the time, more or less. So what can we do, Christina, to reduce these repetitive thoughts and really think by ourselves? Not let the brain take control of us. We have to take control over our brains and over our lives. So the fastest way to come to the present moment and be self-aware is by taking a deep breath. Maybe this sounds crazy for you, but it's true. Just try it. As soon as you take a deep breath, you will realize that you will be here. So that you can do whenever you want. Before you take in the patient, you want to be present, you want to think for yourself, not let earlier patterns take control over you. And then you have an active listening mode. Really be listening to that person, and it could be a patient, could be your partner, your child, your team member, but actually listening without answering. Just listen with compassion, wait before you answer. And if you're doing a question, if you're asking a question, make it an open question. Another trick is to change routine, change environment, change the room you're sitting in, change the route to your work, and go outside when you have a break or a lunch at work. You don't know what big difference that will make in your life. You will lower your cortisol. We have high level of cortisol as dentists because we have high focus. We are working in a small area. So everything we can do to just lower our cortisol will help us. And that I will give you a lot of information of in my dental coaching course. And then we have rewiring techniques. For example, people who have difficulty with taking charge over their money, getting paid, they feel like this shame relationship with money. We can rewire these thought patterns. So it's really powerful to see how we can take control over our brains. Have you heard about the cognitive triangle? How thoughts, feelings, and actions are connected? I will give you an example of a situation that we have a lot in our clinics. We are super good at showing the patient, this is a result you will have when we have finished your smile makeover. You will have all these 20 veneers and it will be a beautiful result. By saying that, we will have the patient in this mode. We will give the patient a thought. But imagine asking the question, how would this smile change your life? The patient will immediately shift from thought mode to also adding a feeling mode. A feeling will make the patient take a shorter or faster step to action. So these three are really connected, because if it would be just enough having a thought to take an action, we would all be training, we would all be sleeping well, we would all follow these perfect tips that we have. We know theoretically how we should live to have the perfect life, but we need a thought, a feeling to take an action most of the times. Or we need to take action to have a thought or feeling. Or we need feeling and action to receive a thought. So all these three are really connected. Dental coaching is like that. That is how we're working with our clients. To achieve an action, we're working with these thoughts and feelings. Another metaphor I really like when it comes to coaching, because I have asked a lot of times in my social media if people know, especially dentists, what coaching is. And not many dentists really have an experience or knowledge about this. So I will tell you a short metaphor. Imagine yourself swimming in this sea filled with challenges and problems. But these are too close to you for you to actually see how to go on and how to solve them. So what a coach does is that he or she takes you out from the sea, and you will having a distance to your problems and challenges, and see more options. And we will not only stop there, we will take you up to the mountain where you will have a clearer look over your options, solutions, and future that will be aligned with your values and your purpose in life. So I'm challenging you with this question now. Imagine waking up tomorrow, living the life of your dreams. Where would you be? What would you be doing? And with who would you be? Imagine having more time for yourself, having clearer goals, leadership skills, communication skills, work-life balance, patient treatment acceptance, time, stress, conflict management. But not only that, you will be connected and supported and feel accountability with a network and high achievers in your area, in your field. So, as the Harvard study said 106 years ago, to reach success, you need all these soft skills as leadership, communication, management of time, stress, and conflicts, smart goals. You need to be self-aware, knowing what you want, and you need to have knowledge of the neuroscience, how your brain works, how brain thoughts and actions works together. So what does the neuroscience strategies do to dentists? They give us the soft skills. They give us all these skills that we can't count or see or feel, like our self-development, how to build a team, and how to build a good communication with our patients. So these are the things that we will go through in this 6-month dental coaching course. You will have self-development. You will be able to give your team a creative and motivated space. You will have the best communication with the patient. So you can have treatment acceptances. You can have and give special exclusive patient experience, clear communication. You will be able to listen actively and you'll receive feedback. Because most of the times we think that we are so good, but if we don't ask for feedback, you will never really know the truth, how your patients see you. First of all, I want to thank you for listening to this whole webinar, and I hope you got some insights and new thoughts. So this online dental coaching course that I'm launching in July will be 6 months long. 6 modules with a lot of bonuses. I like bonuses. I like to give away gifts. You will receive text. Sometimes we want to read, but you will also receive videos because sometimes we just want to put a video and be more relaxed while we're learning. And you will receive a lot of worksheets, questions, because coaching is about you. It's about you asking yourself the questions that will be open so you can get a clear vision of what you want, your strengths, your weaknesses, and how you can reach your dream life. You will have free mail support, so you can write to me whenever during these 6 months, and you will have support from a network. You will be connected with other dentists, with me. Every second week we will have webinars where you can ask questions and we can speak about our challenges. Unfortunately, many times we dentists can feel pretty alone and we don't know who we can speak with. And sometimes the people that are closest to us are the most difficult to speak with. But if you speak with a dentist in another country or a little bit further away, it's easier to open up. So you will feel also accountability. You will feel some pressure that you have to read, you have to continue to learn through this coaching dental program, because sometimes when you receive a lot of information, you're motivated in the beginning and then your motivation starts to drop. But here we will make sure that your motivation is on top during these whole 6 months until the end of December. So how can we value all these invisible things? How can we value our having more time? How can we value having clear goals and all these skills of work-life balance, where we can have more time with our family, friends, hobbies? We are dentists, but we are so much more than dentists. It's difficult to put a value. But this course has the value that is really, really high. But like I said, I want to give back to my community. So I have put a price that I know that is affordable for every dentist out there. So the price is $995. But now it's $499. And not until 1st of May, but until 5th of May. Because I know that some of you couldn't assist to the webinar I had yesterday, so I want to give you the opportunity to have this price until 5th of May, that is on Sunday. And you have this QR code that you can just screenshot, and here is the payment. If you have any more questions, just contact me. You can reach me on my website, christinaradix.com, where you also have a link where you can have a free meeting with me. You can't buy in a piece, but this is the closest you can get. The book I told you about, it's this one. It's on Amazon. And here you have a QR code as well. If you want to buy it, purchase it there. And I want to say a big, big thank you for being here with me today. Visit my website, christinaradix.com. Book a free meeting with me. This is a QR code to the website, and you will have a button there where you can just book a meeting. And I would love to hear your story. Remember, if it was easy to change, everyone would be doing it. Embrace the challenge, invest in your growth, and stand out in your field. Thank you so much. I wish you a lovely week and a lovely day, and take care.